Hello, everyone, and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Ballmeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. We are wrapping up our day exploring Modern in the post-Arkham's Astrolabe world, and we are finishing with, as Corey said before the break, sort of a somewhat classic matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Four-color Death Shadow against Amulet Titan. I know the Shadow matchups are really interesting from the Titan side because you've got disruption, you've got pressure, you can sometimes go over the top of some zombie tokens, but now you have to manage your life total and maybe just die to Valakut if you're not careful. So there's a lot of little things going on here in addition to just the typical tempo, pressure plus disruption trying to kill the ramp deck before it does its ramp thing that goes over the top of you. So, as you alluded to again, the Amulet Titan deck has a lot of different tools at its disposal, and with Teleria West, you can find a lot of different things, engineered explosives. You can find Valakut or Field of the Dead when you need it, maybe even a Bojuka Bog to shrink some Tarmogoyfs for a certain amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
Or stop or traverse. So a lot of things going on here. Should be a really cool matchup.
Always is.
These are definitely two decks that I think, have been on the downswing over the last couple of months, but are definitely poised to come back up. Now that
with the ban, yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, this is like a pre-Modern Horizon matchup, right? Like, Modern Horizon kind of did some damage to both decks, that just new, fun, exciting stuff. Not necessarily better, but there was just new stuff right that where it changed the dynamic of Modern quite a bit. Obviously, Hogak, stuff like that, too, we don't even have to consider. But these were, like, very classic matchups before Modern Horizon hit the scene.
Even after, you saw a lot of Shadow last fall, and definitely a lot of Amulet when Once Upon a Time was around. And you saw a lot of Shadow up until the point where Team Lotus Box put Oko and Urza together.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Shadow decks were pretty good against the slower Urza decks, but once they had Oko, which was really tough for the Shadow decks to deal with, they kind of went by the wayside. And even when Once Upon a Time and Oko left the metagame, you didn't really see Shadow return because by then we had Uro and all these Snow Control decks.
Snow Control took over,
So now we have all of those threats gone, and we're back in a world where I think Shadow makes sense.
Exactly. Ban everything until Shadow's good again. Let's go.
That's the philosophy. Let's do it.
All right, so I won the last round, so you're going to be going first, and we are playing for Zymarbos. So bring it on. Yeah,
my hand has multiple of the cards I want to board out in this matchup.
Oh, yeah.
And
get
no
that.
acceleration.
Oh, yeah, chat. Let's get those 4 chants in play. Or in chat, and let's get these marbles back to the good guys' side.
Every time Ross plays Amulet, he says, "I'm never going to play it again," and then.
Oh yeah. That's. We have a few of those decks on Versus Live that we're just like, I'm never playing this deck again. It's so bad, and then we play that deck again because we're so bad.
Was Azorius control in every format, but then somehow you turned into Azorius control guy.
I know. To be fair, I just lost with Azorius somewhat control round 1. So
on the bright side with Ross quitting Amulet, I ended up with a Russian Amulet of Vigor, so that's cool.
he just threw it away, and you picked it up. Nice,
yeah,
I like it.
No, I didn't want to look at it.
I didn't want to look at it anymore. Well, I'm gonna keep. It's not insane or anything. We do have a little bit too many lands, but I think it's totally fine.
Oh, of course you
do. Of course I do.
Corey's never seen a 7-card hand he didn't love.
yeah, exactly. I'm only getting no landers and 7 landers. Other than that, keep it.
And 7 landers you'll keep in a control mirror.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hesteus says he misses the days where Ross would make Todd play Amulet, so you got to play both sides of the matchup.
Those were fun.
Because you had to teach him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Like, yeah, you'll play Amulet, it'll be fine. And then he'd start doing it. I'm like, Todd, just do this.
yeah. Love it. I bet he gave you the glare. Yeah.
Oh, this hand is so close.
4.
I don't have an untapped land.
4.
So I'm just gonna be...
4. You got any questions for us, Rob? Well, Ross Mulligan's to Oblivion?
Yeah, we had a question here. What do you think about Goblins right now? Is it a deck to definitely be looking to? Goblins
is a deck that I think is still firmly in tier 1. I think that deck is very good. I think with reverting back to what we're doing, it's going to change how that deck's played. But in no way do I have a strong opinion if I think it's going to get way better or way worse. But I know it's already very strong, so it'd be pretty shocking to me if it's just all of a sudden bad. Because it's still a turn 3 combo deck that's not that hard,
Yeah.
Going to be good against like Amulet, going to probably be pretty bad against Death Shadow, but...
Yeah, I think it's one of those decks that has a couple good things that happen to it as a result of the ban and a couple bad things. So it stays in roughly the same place, but a different place. You know, the return of more big mana strategies will certainly help it. And then I'm also worried about an increase in the number of like Plague Engineers.
Would you say it's in the good place or the bad place?
I don't know. I've never seen that show.
It's pretty good. You should watch it. I think you might like it.
One of the shows people frequently recommend to me.
Yeah. Brad recommended it to me, and I watched it. It was pretty good. All right. We down to like 3 or something?
Okay, I can keep this.
So close to the 4, chat. So close. All right, buddy, bring it on.
I think it has to be this. Yeah. So we'll put those 2 on the bottom.
Okay.
I'll lead on Forest Amulet.
Forest Amulet. Okay.
That's the turn.
Bang. Oh, that's not great. Let's go with... I am going to crack fetch.
You're gonna get a basic?
3. No, I think I'll go to 17 for funsies.
Yeah.
Now let's see. We're all the colors.
You're not white.
We're close enough.
You do have a Luris in your deck.
Yeah.
Did we call this 5-color Death Shadow because it has Luris in it?
We should. If we don't, let's get the name change.
It is 4-color Shadow.
Cedric just slacking with the deck names. Didn't notice. 5-color Death Shadow.
5-color Death Shadow.
Should we call it 5-color Amulet Titan?
I once wrote.
All right. I'm gonna cast this and hope I don't miss.
Oh, you're definitely gonna hit.
Hooray!
Remember the days of the when you had to write out deck lists all the time, and there was always a space to write your deck name, and nobody ever filled it out.
Mm-hmm.
One time, years ago in Standard, I wrote 5-color Delver because I had Gut Shot, Dismember, and Mutagenic Growth in my Blue-Eyed Delver deck.
Okay, I like it. All right, what
you
do I
say no one uses it, Ross, but trust me, people use it inappropriately every tournament.
Yeah.
I think I'll take Summoner's Pact. I just don't care if you have Dryad, if you don't have lands to play. And then I'll play Bobble and say go.
I will name Nymph.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay.
Don't forget, you can name Dryad now as well. Did get errated.
Did I?
It's a Dryad Nymph.
Okay, interesting. I'll Bobble myself. I guess that's interesting. I'll Inquisition you. I will take Dryad. And okay, and then I will play a land. And yeah, we better shuffle this away. I don't think it's good enough.
16.
So 14. Let's get that. I'll go to 14. I'll say go. I'll draw a card off Bobble.
Pass the turn.
That's going to be a good one. Okay. I will take 3.
11. 3 Death Shadows.
I think that would actually be bad. You just jam your E right off the top, and I'll go to 11, but I will play a Goyf and a Death Shadow. Here we go.
We've got land, sorcery, enchantment, instant, creature, artifact. So it's a 6/7.
No big deal. No big deal. Your go. 6/7 and a 2/2. I think you're supposed to have more lands and Titans in play by this point, though, buddy.
Crumbling Vestige.
Okay.
Make an irrelevant mana and pass the turn.
Okay, yeah. Which color, though?
Blue.
Thank you. Oh, that should seal it up. All right, I will crack fetch, go to 8. Any duel, please? That'll do. Nope, that won't do. Can't do that.
Yeah. Can't get Watery Grave with that Wood of Hills.
Well, do I just not have another duel in this list? That'd be not great. Rob, is that all the duels I have in here?
It should be.
Surprised.
Okay. Well, pretend I did this. All right. Yeah, I guess 4 duels. That makes sense.
So you're at 8.
All right. And then I'll attack you for 11.
I'm a 9.
And then I will cast a Death Shadow and pass to you.
Needed to draw a bounce land there. Drew a third of Titan.
Excellent. I only had Stubborn now, so it probably would have worked.
I was holding the pact, so the stub would have been good.
Yeah, that's true. All right, game number 1 to the Death Shadow deck. And now we get some fun stuff into the main deck here. So we're going to take a short little break, and we will be right back with sideboarding with 4-color Death Shadow, 5-color Death Shadow, excuse me, up against your Dryad Beatdown deck. We'll see you in a second.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Amulet Titan and 5-color Death Shadow.
5. All of the colors.
Yes. On my side, we've got some good disruption for the matchup in Dismember and Engineered Explosives.
Which member?
We can... this one.
This one. Okay.
Yeah. So
Sure.
we can take out Corey's early threats. Usually the Shadow deck does not play a ton of threats. So taking out one will buy us a good amount of time to play through that disruption. We've got a Tyler's Tracker, which is a nice mid-range threat to tutor forward Summoner's Pact.
Yep.
And then 1 Field of the Dead, which is our primary way of taking over, unless we can get a quick kill with a Valakut. We're cutting the Ghost Quarter. Quarter doesn't have a lot of basics, but that's not an axis that we're fighting on. Rex Sage and Pact of Negation don't really have targets. I mean, Pact can hit any spell, but
I have spells.
we're not really looking to Pact anything. This is more for opposing combo and big mana decks. And sometimes good against control decks too to win the counter war for your Titan.
Okay.
And then Explorer is just our weakest ramp spell, and we slow down in the post-board games and get more disruptive. We cut some of our ramp, so Explorer is the weakest one.
Makes sense to me. Okay, so from my end, Cling to Dust really doesn't have any targets. Obviously you can...
I have cards that are in my graveyard for you.
Don't use my smart aleck response against me. That's not cool. I knew you were going to the second I said that. But we don't have anything that you're bringing back, so it's just going to be a 1-mana cantrip here. But with the escape mechanic, I mean, it is actually kind of decent to have 1, but if I'm paying 4 just to cantrip, it's probably not enough. Taking out the 1 Tarfire, not very good. I mean, of course, I could hit like this or a Scout, but I think Fatal Push is just going to be better. And then taking out the 1 of Luris to bring in a couple delays, just decent counter spells. If I can delay a Titan after you've pacted for it, that'd be pretty nice. And then bringing in the other Stubborn Denial. And then Colligan's Command, I was pretty unsure on this one. But if I can blow up an Amulet, kill a Scout, that would be insane. So I think it's okay, and I'm willing to bring one in.
Yeah.
So
the 2 damage spells are in a sort of an awkward spot against Amulet post Dryad, because they used to be very good. The sort of unique ones that provided some extra value, like Hit Command and Tarfire, and things like that, because they're creature based before Titan was all Azusa and Scout. And now that they have Dryad, you really need to be keeping in things that deal with Dryad, because it's so important. It's such a good card in the deck. And it makes those 2 damage spells look weaker, but they're still not dead, because they still do have some Azuzas and some Scouts, though some lists are on Grazer instead of Scout now.
Okay.
And you got to be wary of that as well. But
seems so much worse to me with the bounce lands interactions, being able to instant speed in a Bajuka Bog and stuff like that. I think it's just so good.
There's a reason I'm playing a Scout list. Also, with all the Field of Ruins that have been around, you leave up Scout to instant speed protect your lands from being fielded.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, just making, Grazer is not going to allow you to have a bounce land and then just keep bouncing it and, making sure that you get a constant flow of zombies that way. So, yeah, I like that direction a lot better.
Scout does a lot of work in this deck, and being
true.
instant speed is important. There's actually another card, I can't remember exactly what the name is, that does the same thing, but you can only activate it as a sorcery.
Oh, yeah.
And it just says they've never even played the 5th one, because it's so much worse. But Scout being able to activate instant speed is really, really
quite
nice.
important. Okay.
Adds to the trickiness of the deck.
You got to win 2 games in a row, or Osmarium, or I get to take those marbles back to my side.
Right off into the sunset.
Yes,
will keep this hand, though.
I think I'm going to keep as well. We need a little help, but I think this hand is reasonable.
Okay, I'll start on Forest. Scout.
Okay.
It's got done singing its praises, so it came to the top of the deck.
Of course. Yeah, you might as well scout it out. I think I am going to start by going down. Go to 18.
Classic. And pass the turn. 16.
16.
Now you pass the turn.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, you'd have to discard a hand size.
Of course. Yeah, this is it's a little interesting here. I'm going to play a bobble. I'm going to play a delta. And... All right, let's take 7.
So you're going to go to 9.
Yeah, and I think I want a watery grave here. So I'm going to go to 9, and I am going to just say go.
Okay, I will play a Teleria West and another Scout.
Okay.
You can go.
I will take a peek. Okay. Draw 1. Draw 2.
This one? Yeah. I always forget that this camera's here, even though it's like the most important one. I don't know why.
God, that was bad luck. We had 2 race and a bobble to hit a second land, and we did not.
Maybe you should put more in your deck.
I probably should.
Play 31.
I probably should. Now the question is, what is the best to minimize what you're doing? And I think that is time to start taking a peek at your hand. All right, Inquisition, yeah.
I've got 3 lands and a Summer's Pact.
Okay. Well, you're drawing a pretty decent one, so I will pass to you.
Okay, I will certainly take that. So let's gain 2.
Okay.
Play Dryad.
Okay.
I'm at 22. And then play Growth Chamber and return Teleria West.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Sweet. Well, I guess we'll take a peek what you're drawing. Okay. And don't think I really have a choice. We'll just dismember this. I'll go to 5. Yep. Can almost just start chip damage here. And then I'll say go draw for bobble.
Yep. I'm actually not going to put a land into play.
Okay.
I need this blue mana to transmute the Teleria West.
Yep. And I know that card.
Yeah. So we'll play this and make blue.
Okay.
Transmute Teleria West into a pact.
Okay.
And I will... Can I attack? No, I'll just pass the turn.
We of course still did not find a land. Now the real question is, what do we want to do here?
Your stubborn denial isn't good.
Thank you for letting me know that. So I think we need to... God, it's interesting which one of these I want to cast. There's value to either one of them, but I think it makes more sense to just do this. Nah. All right. Inquisition. Your go.
End step. Put this in. Return in Radiant Fountain.
Okay. I was like, isn't there any thought that you wanted to pact in response to that? To pay for it?
No.
And then pay for it on your next turn, and then you get a Titan into your hand?
Let's draw Primeval Titan.
Wow, so much easier to just draw. Yeah, I'm dead. I could have thought Seize too, but didn't matter. Wow. Well, I experienced a little bit of variance there, I feel. I had a lot of ways to just hit any one land, and I'd be pretty set. But, hey, we get a game 3, so nothing wrong
Always
with
limit
that.
on the variance, right, Corey?
Huh?
Said always limit on the variance.
Yes, yes. If I lose, it's variance. If Ross loses, it's justice. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, whatever you got to tell yourself.
All right. So third and final game for literally all of the marbles in the studio.
All of them.
Every single
Ron's
one.
been holding out on us.
Yeah, you holding out?
I was for a while. I had this insidious plan that each day I came in here, I was going to take one out and put it in the trophy that's over there in the corner.
Okay.
And then see how long it took you to realize that somebody was taking marbles out. But I gave up on that about 6 months ago. So
Okay. I was going to say, they need to give you more work at SCG here. Oh, that's too funny. You got any questions for us there, Rob?
Yeah, as far as builds of Death Shadow, do you think that it's better to go for like this 4-color kind of list, Grixis build, or more toward the Mardu Shadow that we saw pop up briefly with a Ranger Captain?
So I think the Mardu one and the 4-color one are the only ones I consider. I think the Grixis Shadow list is just a flawed deck because like there's a lot of hands you want to keep and that you're supposed to keep with just like 2 Street Race, whatever, what have you, but you don't have a threat, and then you just don't get one because the deck doesn't run that many threats, and then you just lose because you have no way to actually pressure, and all you're doing is killing yourself slowly but surely with all the life that you're losing. So I don't like the Grixis Shadow version anymore. I think that was just version 1 of the deck, and I think we've evolved since then.
It was actually version 2.
Yeah.
Because it was good in the Shadow Mirror to beat the Jund Shadow deck. That was version 1.
Makes sense. But yeah, I tend to like the one with Tarmogoyf more than Ranger Captain Eos. Although I've had decent results with that as well, so I don't know. I think it's pretty close for me, but what do you think?
I found the Mardu version, because it plays Ranger Captain as this 3-drop, to be pretty clunky, and it's a double white card, so the mana's awkward.
Yeah.
I like the 4-color version. I think the mana is workable. Sometimes it gets you, but not that often.
Yeah.
And you get to do, the real draw to Grixis is really Stubborn Denial. But I think Gurmag Angler is so much worse than Tarmogoyf these days because of Teferi and the desire to use your graveyard for other things. We now have access to Luris. Luris is obviously much better with Goyf than
Angler. Yeah.
Angler as well. So I like a Goyf and I like Stubborn Denial, and that leads you to 4-color.
I like it a lot. Okay, so game 3, final game. I will be on the play. All right. Yeah, this is reasonable. I think I can keep.
And my hand is perfect. I have 6 mana and 4 Titans.
Perfect. All right, so
can't possibly discard all of them.
Yeah. Hey Rob, how many basics do I have in this deck?
Probably
1 forest, 1 swamp.
1 forest, 1 swamp? Okay. All right, so I'm just trying to map out my first turn here while you mulligan. That is your hardest decisions, is just what exact lands you're trying to get.
Definitely something you want to get in the habit of doing, from your opening hand, especially if your opponent's mulliganing and giving you a little bit of time. Really map out how you want to utilize your lands so it doesn't bite you.
I totally agree.
It used to be a really common thing in the domain zoo decks, play like Tribal Flames back in the day and Extended.
Yeah.
You really have to map out because they had, different gold creatures, different sequences of creatures, and you usually wanted to fetch 2 shock lands that created 4 different colors to power up your Tribal Flames, but which combination exactly you wanted each game was important to figure out from the get-go.
Agreed.
Oh, God. Why do I play this deck?
Here we go again, Rob.
Told you.
I remember playing this deck for a month and stuff like this didn't happen. And just like the last 6 months.
Like at the last Invitational you played?
Up until that tournament.
Oh, okay. And if anyone can't tell, I'm smirking under this because I know his record at that last Invitational with Amulet. But mine was also terrible, so.
I got a deck list published at that tournament.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went 7-1 in Pioneer.
Yep. Me as well. Me as well. And then I also bombed Modern with you, so. I got Ely Cassis for that one, and I played some absurd Urza list that just was not great. Most of the time his lists are good, but. All right, so I'm going to go to 17, and I still kind of don't know which duel I want to get. So this is an option. So with my, I also want to traverse on turn 1. So I'm just kind of pulling out all my options, and then I have a forest and a swamp as my duels, and that should be the only actual lands, right? And then 1 more duel, I guess.
There's a red land. There's a Blood Crypt.
Yeah, Blood Crypt. So I can't get Blood Crypt or Watery Grave because I cannot cast Traverse.
You get Breeding Pool and then Traverse or Swamp.
So there's no real way for me to also get red, which is the problem.
Yeah.
And maybe I would just rather... I guess I do want blue, so that's like my only option. So yeah, we're going to get Breeding Pool, and then we're just going to get Swamp to our hand. We'll shuffle these back in, and then we'll pass to you.
I will play an Amulet.
All right.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Draw. Was terrible. Okay. We will just play a Goyf and pass to you. That was probably the worst possible draw. What do you say, Rob? Pretty close, huh?
Prop Farm, you're up.
Hey, baby.
Okay. Not the worst.
Yeah, 2/3 Goyfear.
Yep. I'm going to play a Bauble.
3/4 Goyfear.
I will take a peek at you. Okay. And attack for 3.
17 all.
Your go. Draw. Not great draw there from us.
You can go.
Okay. Untap. Yeah, that was bad. So you can't really Titan next turn, right? No.
Amulet Bounce Land Titans.
That's true.
Or Azusa Bounce Land.
That's fair. But I can cover those with Inquisition, so I'm going to Inquisition you.
Gotcha. 6 land.
Wow. Well, to be fair, I do not have much going on here, so that's
already
still
have
3.
14.
Your go.
I will name Giant.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Wow. This is so bad from both ends.
11.
Oh my god. Okay, go.
Pass.
God, so bad. Attack.
8.
Your go. This is just the most pathetic game 3 for the marbles we have ever played in our existence.
Yeah, it ain't great. I will say, despite Titan looking very bad, I still really want to play it again now.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at my hand. This is just absurd right now. Yes.
Dryad.
You've made 0 land drops?
Correct.
I'll delay it.
And that does make you a 4/5.
Yep. Okay.
You can go.
All right, 2-turn clock. Oh my god. This is absurd. This is so absurd. Attack.
I'm a 4.
Your go. You're going to laugh at my hand. Fuck you. Oh no. No. Okay.
Where's the 0/1?
Wow.
You can go.
Oh my god. This is so bad. What? Oh my god, this is the most frustrating game I've ever played in my life. Okay, I'm going to cast Death Shadow. Attack for 1.
3.
Your go.
This goes to 1.
Yeah. Oh my god, this has been absurd. I too hate this deck, so I'm feeling you.
Azusa. I should tap like this.
So you just want to bog me again? Yeah, that resolves.
First land drop.
Yep.
Second land drop.
Okay.
Third land drop.
Okay.
You can go.
All right. End step, I'll dismember.
You go to 13.
Yep. All right. 2, 3.
Let me draw a sorcery.
I mean, or land. I mean, there's just 1,000 things, right? Oh my god. Oh my god, I hate everything about this deck. Oh god. Okay. Wait a minute.
What?
No, of course that doesn't work.
I'm just not even sure what your hand is.
Oh,
It's a lot of red cards.
You'd be
A
surprised.
lot of shadows.
Oh my god, it's so absurdly bad.
Some more creature removal.
It's something.
Okay, I'm at 1.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's your turn.
Cast Dryad.
Guess I'm probably supposed to try to care about Dryad. Yeah, I'll delay it. Get right back to... Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing. Is your hand blanks?
Okay.
Oh, God.
Um,
Oh, God. That's a thing.
I guess we'll go like this.
It's the most absurd game of Magic.
And play this, make a blue.
Get a
Get
clue.
untapped,
Yeah.
Get a clue. You still leave the blue floating.
Okay.
Sack.
So you can still Titan if you draw it.
You can go.
Okay. So still just a 2/3, so I can't even attack anymore. Oh my god, this still doesn't do anything.
I was wondering if you could tilt off anymore, but I mean,
Oh my god, I don't think I possibly could. I guess this isn't. Oh my god, this is just unreal. I'll traverse and fail to find.
Make it a 3/4.
Yeah, attack.
Block.
Just go. I'm at 13, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. Here you go. Just finish me off. I'm so sick of playing this game at this point. Okay.
You can go.
wait, you have to cut mana, right? Oh no, you have
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I will sack this.
Are you just K commanding me?
I'll go to 10. I do not have K command.
Or are you finally going to play some Death Shadows?
I do have the option to play Death Shadow now. All right. I will go to 10. I will play Death Shadow. I will say go. Upkeep, Tarfire you. That I forgot to side out.
We're drawing Castle Garrett Brig.
Yeah, I just had like Teamer Battle Rages, this, all things I just couldn't cast. Traverse when I only had one basic. Like, my hand was just, that may have been the worst either decks of ours have ever performed on Versus Live for that many turns in a row.
The worst aggregate draws I have ever seen.
Well, if that wasn't the most well-earned marbles I have ever seen, I'd like to think that it was just bad luck on your part, but I think I just really outplayed you that game. Me drawing the one land 4 turns after I needed it was better than you not drawing a spell for 5 turns. That was absurd. That was some of the worst draws either of us have ever had, and they just culminated together there. Any medium draw from either of the decks would have just obliterated the other side. Like any just remote curve out. Turn 5 Titan from your end, me being able to actually just attack with a creature a little bit quicker. I just attacked you with a 2-mana 3/3 in Modern for 5 turns.
I could have drawn a Teleria West, Field of the Dead.
Yeah, you had a lot of lands that were actually good for you, but you also just drew all lands that were just lands. So, oh my God. What is Chad saying about that game? Just the most horrible excuse of Magic?
Quality content, I think, is
quality content. Yes, that's.
We've got a little bit of time for some more quality content. If you have some questions, Rob.
Why are you playing Delay? Seems to be some questions about that.
Yeah, Delay is an interesting one, that's for sure. But I think it's just another counterspell where you kind of have to decide between Disdainful Stroke or, Ceremonious Rejection, Aether Gust, all these things that are like situational to one thing. But Delay is always going to hit decks, and it's also just, this deck is killing quite quickly. So if I can just, it's in the title, delay you a little bit, then I can usually win. And I actually like it. I actually like Delay as the 2 of blue counter spell instead of the other way around.
The fact that it's universal really matters.
Yep. Universal removal spells, universal counter spells, they add a lot of value, even though they're specifically worse in certain situations. Like, of course, Disdainful Stroke, if you're tightening me, is going to be better because it's for sure countered, but Delay doesn't go through Cavern still, right? Like, it still says counter, but put it, So Cavern, destroys both of those things. But yeah, I think it's actually pretty good. Yeah.
Delay is also very awkward against flashback spells. Because if you delay a flashback card, it gets exiled with the 3 counters. They
goes
get to
back to the graveyard,
and then it goes back to the graveyard.
Yeah. If I wasn't a deck that is essentially a combo aggro deck where I'm killing quickly, I wouldn't want delays. I would rather just have a split of Stroke and Gust or something, whatever I feel the numbers are. But with the fact that I am still just trying to delay is just a I win spell most of the time because it's just a spell not resolving.
Yeah. If you look at those slower decks that are playing mixes of different counter spells, they have things like Opt and a bunch of other ways to draw cards. They had Coatl, they had Astrolabe, they have potentially Uro, Archmage's Charm, Cryptic Command, ways to just tear through their deck so they can find the right answers and utilize them in the right times. This deck doesn't have that. It's actually trying to strip resources from both players playing discard spells like Inquisition and Thoughtseize. So you're going to be at the mercy of the top 10 or 12, or in the case of this last game, maybe top 18.
Top 14 or 15 cards.
Cards of your deck.
Yeah, and that was absurd.
Case, you're going to find one of your counter spells and you need it to be good. Otherwise, you're going to lose the game.
Yeah.
And so Delay, being able to target everything, becomes really valuable in this style of deck specifically.
Yep, agreed. So I got the next question. Mr. Ross Merriam, if you were playing a Modern Challenge this weekend, which you very well might be. Oh, wait, no, we got SCG events this weekend. Yeah. If you were going to be playing a high-level Modern event, where would your brain go to try to metagame? Would you just try to go Dredge, or what would you play?
I would definitely look at and see how much Graveyard Hate people were playing, and if they weren't playing enough, I would Dredge them. And if they were playing enough, I think I would lean towards Goblins. It's one of those decks that we both think is still going to be good. It has a proactive game plan, so it's going to cover unexpected turns in the metagame. And is just powerful and plays a lot of the kind of Magic that I like to play. Dredging Goblins would definitely be the 2 decks I'm looking at.
I would snap off Goblins if I was playing a Modern event, and I usually do play, either Saturday or Sunday Modern, but that kind of brings us into the next point I wanted to bring up, is we do have a very exciting weekend for SCG events. There is Standard Qualifier number 4 on Saturday. That is the last one here of the online series. And so qualifiers are going on all week, going on right now. If you want to get in on those tournaments, try to get yourself into the last qualifier, and then who knows, depending on the amount of points you have, you can either spike the top 8, and then you're qualified for the Sunday event, which is just, what is this one called? Just standard championship?
Season 1 championship.
Season 1 standard championship here. Just a lot smaller of a field, still giving away a lot of prize money. I know I'll be in both of them, and you got a little bit of work to get into the Sunday one, right?
Yeah, gonna need to top 8 this one on
Oh, it's only top 8?
Yeah.
Ooh, brutal. Easy. Just do it. You got any idea what you're going to play for the Saturday one?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm leaning on Team of Wreck, just playing the good deck this time. Logan's list that plays just 4 Storm's Wrath to deal with all the mono green and stuff, and just playing the good deck. But I still haven't started my testing, so I really don't know either. But we'll take one more question, or we'll empty your queue if you got any more, Rob, and then I think we'll thank some subs.
I think that's about covers it for the questions.
All covered up. So thank you, everybody who asked some questions. We appreciate that. One last thing before we thank some subs. What do you think of the new look of Modern? Do you think anything stand out or?
Nothing super stands out, and I think that's a good thing. Modern wasn't in a necessarily bad place before.
Not at all.
It was perfectly fine. I just dislike Astrolabe as a card because I think it violates one of the fundamental tensions in the Modern format, and that is in your mana base. Like, you can play the colors that you need, but you sacrifice a lot of life and a little bit of consistency in doing so, and maybe a little utility. And that we just got rid of that when Astrolabe was around. And so I think that was a good ban, regardless, even if those decks weren't super dominant. Because I like that identity that Modern has had, and I want to maintain that. But we're not going to have wholesale changes in the metagame. That's a good thing. We still have a lot of variety. You got a little combo, a little big mana, a little aggro, a little control, a little mid range.
Yeah,
you can just do your thing.
You just play whatever you want. That's the thing I love about Modern too, is like, I don't even, when I've been playing Modern Challenge events and stuff, it hasn't been playing a Modern tournament to get ready for a Modern Pro Tour. So it's not like I'm trying to min-max every single tournament. I just look at a Modern event and I'm just like, okay, what do I want to play? Like, just what am I personally in the mood for to have a fun Saturday stream or whatever? And I can, with a pretty solid confidence, just play whatever I want that I really want to play, tune a good list for what I expect, and see what can happen. So I do love that about Modern. And the one thing about Astrolabe is it just makes mana basing and deck building less interesting, and that's the one reason why I'm happy to see it gone. But I was in the spot where I think Modern is just such a great spot that I could take it or leave it, but I do like your answer for that, and the fact that Reed Duke said it best one day on stream. He was just like, Astrolabe just makes your deck building way less interesting. It makes every mana base look the same, and that's part of Magic deck building is your mana base. A lot of people put a lot of time into them, and I was able to just slack on knowing that I'm bad at doing mana bases because I'm just like, I'll just play Islands and Astrolabe. How hard is it? I just have to figure out if I want 3 or 2 Mystic Sanctuaries. So I like that it's back. I get to challenge myself and try to build some mana bases again. So, all right, everybody, that is going to do it for our post-Astrolabe Modern Band show. Thank you so much for watching. Let's thank some subs. We'll thank some sponsors, and we'll head out.
All right. Heptagon gifted some more subs today.
Woo!
Master Marshmallow subscribed for 18 months. Pointy Flying R subscribed with Prime. And Diamond Cloak for 2 months. That's all of our subs. Thank you all for subs.
4 subs. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support here on our SCG Twitch channel. And if you want to support us in a different way and get some awesome content to boot, you can head over to starcitygames.com/join-premium. $7.99 a month will gain you access to exclusive content from some of the best writers in the world of Magic. There's also Ross Merriam. It can also get you 5% off sealed product, 10% off supplies, and then 15% or 10% off singles, 15% off supplies. So go ahead and subscribe today.
Yes, and that 15% off of supplies does include the Ultimate Guard line that SCG carries, including their katana sleeves that we use here on Versus Live. So if you are a devotee of the Ultimate Guard line of products, please subscribe to Premium, and it'll essentially pay for itself.
Oh, yeah. It's so much value. And if you also want to get some more value on another cool piece of equipment here, we got Carnox gaming chairs. Head over to carnox.com/SCG. You can use that affiliate link to get yourself 10% off one of these awesome gaming chairs.
And last but not least, we are sponsored by Coalesce Apparel. If you go on over to coalesceapparel.shop, you will find a collection of all of the shirts that we wear and some hoodies as well. And if you go to coalesceapparel.shop and use the gift code SCG, you will get 10% off of your purchase there.
Gotta love it. We're just trying to give away all this stuff, with all these percentages off. We're just
10%
giving
of it away.
Yeah. Hey,
10% of it.
10% of all that stuff, add it together and carry the 4 divided by 3 pi. Okay, it's a lot. Good value. So go ahead, check out all those things. We really appreciate our lovely sponsors here. That's going to do it for us today here on Versus Live. We're going to be back Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Don't exactly know what we're going to do for a show. We might dive into Pioneer, check out these what these inverter lists look like. We might play a little standard. We will leave that to be determined. But thank you so much for watching. So for Corey, Ross, and Rob, we will see you on Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Bye-bye.